this is a tier list live stream. If there's any other ideas or anybody makes one and sends it to me, I'll do it as well. The tier list theme here is the worst things that could happen to you while you're juggling. And I'm usually talking like in a physical term, in a physical sense. There are a couple of things here that are more like mental things that could happen while you're juggling. Physical ailments and stuff that can happen to you while you're juggling. Let's see. We got a lot of them. Juggling indoors and there's a fan blowing. And it's not a big deal for balls and clubs, but you know, like if you're juggling rings, let's just say you're juggling rings. How bad is that? Inconvenient, but no big deal. Definitely worse than that. I'd say it sucks. It definitely sucks. Like we have the list here. It's worst thing ever. Day ruined. This sucks. Inconvenient, but no big deal. And I don't care. And worst thing ever being like literally like the worst of the worst. Like it's even worse than a ruined day. Wind inside definitely sucks. Wouldn't recommend. Getting hit in the head. As you can see, there's a little picture of a kid getting hit in the head to depict my point. I'd say it's inconvenient, but no big deal. Or it's like a really low, this sucks. Kind of does suck. Yeah, I don't know. I might just say it's inconvenient, but no big deal because I'm used to this. just juggling rings in general. I knew somebody was going to make that joke. I almost made a separate thing just for juggling rings. Okay, this is a big one. A callus, like an opened wound on the hand. Like, it kind of makes juggling unpleasant in general after that. You get it a lot whenever you're holding rings, like doing a ring grip with like 3 or more rings in one hand. And you'll feel like them rubbing up against the back of your pinky and your ring finger. Once that skin breaks open, you just can't do that anymore. You can't practice that. You can like tape it up and that's okay, but like I'd say that's a pretty big suck. I might even say that's like a day ruined kind of event. Well, it literally ruined the rest of the practice. Day ruined. Outdoor, juggling outdoors with wind. It can't possibly be day ruined because you chose to do that. You know, gosh darn well that that's not going to go well. It does suck. I'd say it like sucks probably the hardest out of any of them. This one, it's kind of hard to tell, but it's like a blood blister on the nail. Just anything nail related is a pain in the butt. You can catch a ring and it'll just like hit the bit between your skin and the nail and it'll just like split it open a little bit. Like that's got to be one of the worst. That's the kind of thing where I'll just like feel it and then I'll start like shaking my hand and going like, and then it'll be fine in like 20 seconds. It's got to be worse than wind outdoors because still you can fix that. Yeah, if you're performing, it's different. I'm just kind of talking in general, like practice. Putting your hands like around like a club and feeling the hinginess of your fingers, it just like hurts to bend them. Like that's a real thing. It does suck, but it's not terrible. I can usually fight through it. Fight through the weird tiny arthritis. Yeah, I just say that. Ridiculed. You can see there's some mighty fine people there, and they're making fun of the person in question. I would say I don't care. If anything, it's kind of entertaining. Boring. Being bored. Juggling and being bored. That does ruin a day, doesn't it? If you're just like not feeling it, then like you're not feeling it. It just makes you end early and you feel like, bleh. Well, maybe I shouldn't be doing this anymore. Like maybe I'm like bored of it. You know, I would put that in day ruined because it makes most sense to me that would ruin my day. Well, that's not what that says. I'm sorry. Here. This is boring. This is dropping. Insignificant. Doesn't matter at all. Lowest out of any of them, I'd say. Dropping is like a non-issue. Ball in water, like dropping a ball in like a pond or something. Or a club or a ring. I'd say dropping a club in water would be like detrimental, especially if it's like a multi-piece. Like that would be a little bit much for me. I would say, let me know what you think about this one. I'm gonna come back to this in a second. Stubbing toe. Stubbing toe kind of fits in together with the head hit, but I would way rather get hit in the head than get my toe stubbed like with no shoes on. That sucks. That's got to be like one of the worst ways to get hit that doesn't leave like damage. This is a picture of somebody getting pinched, but what I mean by that is sometimes when you have rings or you're holding rings, they'll like pinch your skin, and that's kind of what this is referring to. It's inconvenient, but I don't care. Probably like that. Yeah, beanbags would suck, but like I guess it has to be like a general answer because I don't have enough options. I just have that, like, just a single prop, not like a specific type of prop. So maybe like worst case scenario, let's just say worst case scenario, a beanbag if it fell in water. That kind of is a day ruiner, isn't it? You know, like, that's definitely worse than windy day. You know, I'd rather get my finger like a blood blister than I would have a beanbag fall in like the pond, because that kind of sucks. I wanted to save this one for last. Breaking a bone. Breaking any kind of bone. And you might think like that's ridiculous. That never happens. But you know, there's several cases where stuff like this has happened before, and I can think of one that just happened at my school actually, where somebody was juggling rings and slipped and broke I believe it was a rib. Juggling can give you serious injuries, I guess. That's a long time to recover for some stupid little juggling accident. I want to see if... I think I heard somewhere about some juggler in like Ukraine who was juggling like in really cold temperatures and tried to flash 12 rings and broke his collarbone. That could be like a tall tale, but I've also definitely heard that somewhere. So, yeah, that could be cool.